Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see the #9 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Alabama about to kick off to get things started.
There we go.
And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. To the air. Finds his big tight end. Creates a little room. And they were looking for a chunk. And they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Apparently, line #1 on the game plan, attack now, immediately.
And this quarterback, he smelt it. He knew he had an opportunity. This is a guy who loves taking shots.
Pulls it in inside the 10. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
Well, this offense is showing you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they've completely flipped the field.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Ducks want to move quickly. Back to pass on 2nd down. Looking to the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
And you've got a golden opportunity here now on 3rd down. I know you just threw an incompletion, but you've had a really nice drive to start this game. You want to cap this thing up, and you want to do that by scoring a touchdown. So think of...
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Oregon!
And that's why this offense is so hard to stop, guys. This quarterback can hurt you throwing it and running it. With his speed, he can make people look silly. And you saw it right there on the opening drive of the game. What a beautiful touchdown.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. A very efficient 5-way scoring drive. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Finding open areas. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Looking to throw at Simpson. The short hands, it's Miller. At the 45 on his way. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
And one of the things I love about this running back is his versatility. He's not just good running the football, but he can catch it as well, and he can make things happen with the ball in his hands. Nice job by the quarterback, getting through the progression, getting it out to his guy, and he does the rest, and that generates a huge play.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Under fire. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Fires left. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
And that's a great idea by this defense, man. 3rd down, it's money down. Where are they going to go? They're going to go to their go-to guy. And what does the defense do? They double team him, take him away, and force the 4th down.
This is a long 4th down try, but the offense stays on the field. And they can't connect a costly turnover on down.
And the offense stays aggressive. They try to throw the football and just weren't on the same page. It was an incompletion. He could have done a better job, I think, throwing the ball to his receiver and maybe making it where it's more of a 50-50 ball where he can make a play. Defense gets the big stop.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. Nice job by the QB scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't completing that pass with that pressure.
Inside the 35. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24, 1st down. Moore will throw. A shot toward the end zone. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Trying play action. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now, having given up multiple 1st downs on this drive. Somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleed.
The Ducks have this offense rolling. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, Ducks!
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball.
And don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
Off-play action on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Man, this defense is dominating all game long. They have been making this quarterback's life so difficult with their pass rush. They bring him down there for the sack. They're not giving anything up. They're leading this game by a lot. We're only in the second quarter, and this ain't going to change unless this offense can find a rhythm.
Yeah, and he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this third down. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama!
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's not going to take the touchback. Rolling the dice and bringing it out of the end zone did not pay off. He's out of bounds at the 19. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Use the play fake, now to throw. Takes a hit as he fires. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Moore to the air. Sends it downfield. He's got it inside the 25. Touchdown, Oregon. Once he got some room, it was over.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell.
They fake it, the kicker's looking to pass. Batted at the line and incomplete as that throw was headed toward the end zone. They already have the lead, and they apparently want more here in the first half, going for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
We're only in the first half, and I don't think anybody had onside kick in the second quarter on their bingo card. They were trying to catch the opponent off guard, but it didn't work. Now let's find out what this offense could do. You've got to make them pay for gambling.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Leaves it with the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Fires to the wideout. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. Lining up from the 34 on first down. To throw, it's Simpson. Rushes on him. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. They'll send the back in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. Takes it back to the 26-yard line as they come up with a big interception there.
A lot of quarterbacks have so much confidence that they can fit the ball in tight windows. How about the defensive player right here making an unbelievable interception, forcing the turnover, big play, big moment.
Looking for a deep man. Picked off. He'll try to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Flips it out on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Looking to fire. Pulls it in. It's Miller. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. They're down to the 20. First and 10. Might be changing the route. Keeps it on the draw. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line. They'll immediately call timeout.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
Fires into the end zone. It's complete. Stopped right at the 2-yard line after the catch, and it'll be first down, goal to go. Just enough time to get off one more snap. And a quick shuffle pass underneath. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And that was great execution on that drive. That is exactly what you needed. You took almost all of the time, and you cut into this lead. Now you're about to go into the half, get everybody excited, use that momentum to start the second half.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He's going to fire deep. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. Ducks will line up to kick off and start the second half. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. They'll get this drive started from the 29. Looking to pass. It's Simpson. He turns that loose down the right side. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. This guy is special, and Alabama's had a lot of them. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, who could make a huge play at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, big plays down the field. You get it to him, you know it could be a home run anytime he touches it. When you start mentioning those names, it just shows you the explosive nature. Everybody you mentioned, you know they can run right by you and hit those home runs, and so far, he's making some big plays in this ballgame.
They're dealing with a second and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Caught over the middle. It's Williams. Just sledgehammering his way down to the 33. Alabama quickly back to the line. Quarterback may change this route. Wants to throw on third. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. Well, with hindsight being what it is, 2020, you might have been better off just to try to get the yard. Instead, you really put yourself in a bad situation, just eating it on that blitz.
Maybe just being a little too aggressive offensively, right, Reese? I mean, you're in a 3rd-and-1 situation. Everybody in the stadium's expecting you to hand it off, so you try to sneak one by the defense and maybe take a shot. With the defense, they were one step ahead, dialing up the blitz and getting home for the sack.
Hauls it in, the first down and more. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown tie.
How about that drive they just put together to tie this football game up? That is exactly what we talked about in the half. Like, coaches circled them up. First drive, set the tone, tie this ball game up. That is great execution out of halftime.
Yeah, David, it looked like they really had a good plan, too. Obviously made some adjustments there at halftime, things that they would come out and try to attack this defense with, and it looks like they found something here, and that is a perfect way to start the second half. Now an opportunity here to take the lead.
And that is not the optimal solution there. The kickoff out of bounds, and the offense will have a little bit easier time of things.
Cooler 18! Cooler 18! Let's go! Let's go!
Moore will throw. Unloads to the wideout. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. A strike downfield. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. The Ducks keeping this defense off balance. They can hit them from a variety of angles, this time going up top.
There's so many things to look at. You know, they've always traditionally gone fast as well in the past at Oregon, but, you know, the quarterback run and the run up the middle and then play action pass, they keep you guessing a lot, and they make a lot of plays down the field because your eyes are focused on something they shouldn't be focused on.
The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they've been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Direct snap. It's Hughes. Touchdown, Ducks! And that one will put them up here in the second half.
And there's no secret about line up in goal line formation. I'm going to run the ball down your throat. My guys are more physical than you. 6 points on the play.
And the sticky fingers makes that 2-point conversion decision a good one. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. From the gun, the ground game. He's stuffed after picking up one to the 23. Alabama pushing the tempo.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
He might want another play. The give is to Miller. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, giving one.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on 4th down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. It's dropped. And oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Got it into the red zone. Dragged down at the 18-yard line.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
He'll be forced out of bounds, and they're stubborn with this running game in the red zone. They've moved it into scoring territory. 1st and 10 from the 11. Moore to the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's Moore. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Catch in the middle. It's Benson. Touchdown, Oregon! All that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very...
The fake, and he wants to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Here comes that Alabama offense. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David. And the ball is out. Who's going to get it? Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
And it now feels